Matt Catanzano, Simply Unemployable, The Happy Ghost Productions. Men's health isn't talked a lot about in my family, or where I'm from, or potentially in general. Like in Massachusetts, I feel like there's like this disturbing tendency almost for men to never talk about their bodies, and if they're like sick, to just crawl under the house and die like an old dog. You know, to not bother anybody. It's a very healthy way to live. I myself am notorious for this. I don't tell anybody anything. I just occasionally will vague book. Is that still the term? It doesn't matter. Like, I just had surgery. A minor surgery. It didn't need to bother anybody. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, minor surgery. So why? Why have surgery at all? You know, it's not for fun. Well, for about 6 years, I've been misdiagnosed with prostititis, acute inflammation of the prostate. And doctors always thought it was weird because I was too young for that problem, and it was weird because it was wrong. Did you know that taking the wrong pills for an issue you don't have while ignoring the issue you do have for, let's say, a decade can cause serious damage to your body? It can, and it will. So, about a year ago, I started seeing another doctor, and they were like, these pills don't work. And I was like, that's great to know. But also, I found out that my bladder was damaged and that my kidneys were in danger, and that the only way to stop the damage and prevent further damage was to start using a catheter once a day. So for 7 months now, I've been using a catheter every day. That's right. Me, Matt Catanzano, famously not a doctor, takes a catheter and sticks it in his own ding-dong and into his bladder to empty his bladder every day. It's not great. Now, in the grand scheme of things, having to stick something up your ding-dong, I'm fairly lucky, It's not that bad. It really isn't. And you get used to it. You don't look forward to it, but, you can get used to it. But at some point, I'll tell you the story of when I had to go through TSA and they stopped me because I had a carry-on filled with catheters. I was on my way to a funeral. It's a very funny story if you're not in the story. Anywho, that seemed like an insane way to live the rest of my life. So after getting a second and a third opinion, I finally found a doctor who was like, I think you should do this surgery. And if you do the surgery, that will alleviate some of these issues so that you don't have to use a catheter, forever. So sign me up, because yeah. The other thing is, and again, huge culprit here, there's like a romanticism to struggling, especially like in the entertainment industry, like if you're in comedy or acting or writing or directing, any of that stuff, there's like this part of living the dream is the struggle, you know what I mean? I lived in New York. Oh, yeah, New York, you don't have health insurance. Who has time for health insurance? The city's too busy. It's always like, I'll take care of it eventually. I'll take care of it once the movie gets made, once the pilot sells, once we're in season 3. That's when I'll take care of all that stuff, because you know what? Being in pain, struggling, that's all part of the dream, isn't it? The answer is no. It's not. It doesn't have to be. And it shouldn't be. So, if you haven't seen a doctor in a while, I don't know, go. If something feels weird or seems weird, have it checked out. If the diagnosis feels wrong, get other opinions. I didn't know you could do that. I had no idea, but you can. So, advocate for yourself, take care of yourself physically and mentally. I'm fine. You're probably fine too. You know what I mean? But I promise you, you don't want to spend half a year taking one of these and sticking it in your ding-dong and then into your body to urinate. You just don't. You also don't want to be sitting on a couch slowly draining into a bag like this, which is what I'm doing right now. And I know that's gross. I probably shouldn't have shown that. But I'll tell you what it's not as gross as. Video of me inserting this into my ding dong, all the way in to the bladder so that I can pee. So, keep that in mind, because that's even grosser. So don't let this be you. Get stuff figured out. Also, I know what you're thinking. Catanzano, are you on your sick bed? And did you set up a ring light to show us your catheters and the bag you're draining into as you're sitting there? Yeah, I did. I set up a ring light. Of course I did. What else would I do? Oh, God. Pre-lube, so I'm just splashing all over the place. It's not urine. It's just, that's a clean one. That's a new one. I get them from 1-800-MEDICAL, and I'm their youngest person. And they send me monthly, and they gave me good deals. It's not the mail you want. It's just not the mail you want. Shut up. This is gross. You know what's gross? War. It is painful, though. It feels terrible. That's in my ding dong. This bag's connected to my ding dong. Sometimes this is in my ding dong. Not this one. I mean, I use it. They're disposable. I use one and then get rid of it. I don't use them multiple times. That'd be gross. Is this helpful? Guess it's just me, right? Talking in the mirror. That's helpful.